Coming up on this edition of the Newsfeed.
Coming up on this edition of the Newsfeed.
Coming up on this edition of the Newsfeed.
I'm Isabella Rossi, reporting for the Newsfeed. Christiansburg officials warn residents to be aware of a scam affecting those worried about the coronavirus. Several residents across the New River Valley have reported people selling COVID-19 tests door to door. The town of Christiansburg warns residents to be aware of the scam and to follow proper guidelines for getting tested for COVID-19 if they believe they are sick. One Blacksburg pharmacy technician, Banks Vickhouse, says the correct way to get a COVID-19 test is to talk to your doctor, who will assess your symptoms and refer you to the Virginia Department of Health.
If someone's coming up to your door and telling you that they're offering COVID tests for X amount of dollars, definitely shouldn't be trusted, because you should know the establishment where you're getting tested. You should know that they are a facility that has been verified by the health department.
It is best to not visit hospitals or doctor's offices except in an emergency. Most medical facilities can help patients over the phone. Scams like these should be reported to your local police precinct. And for the most up-to-date information about COVID-19, visit the Center for Disease Control website. Reporting from Blacksburg, this is Isabella Rossi.
With the word pandemic being thrown around, people are afraid to even leave their houses, but they'll believe anything they see or read on the internet about corona.
We have our first myth where there's an assumption that only older people can contract the virus, when in fact anyone of any age can get the virus. But those who are the most at risk for getting the virus are those who are immunocompromised, who have asthma, heart disease, and diabetes. Another myth is increasing your intake of vitamins will shield you from getting sick, but there's no evidence to prove that it boosts your immune system or protects you. And getting infected is not a death sentence, when in fact, based on data, there is only a 2% fatality rate, and the 2% that die are already immunocompromised.
You could have handled it better, and that whole every press conference thing should have been the medical professional, because we all know he doesn't know how to hold back from saying what he believes.
Fear is being instilled in the public, and they have no idea what to believe anymore because of all the contradicting information they see on the news every day and the climbing cases of corona every day. This is Mallory Zamadine reporting for the Newsfeed.
In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, a large number of food service workers have found themselves without jobs due to restaurant closings as well as employee cuts. As non-essential businesses have been ordered by Governor Ralph Northam to close in hopes to slow the spread of COVID-19, sit-down restaurants have resorted to operating on delivery or carry-out systems. For restaurant servers like Abby Wolpert, this new system is eliminating the need for sit-down service, resulting in unemployment.
The restaurant is staying open. I think they just are closed a couple days a week now instead of being open the same regular hours. And the owner didn't have the money saved in order to pay employees right now. So he is actually there taking orders, and the only person working is one chef in the kitchen. So pretty much the entire staff has been laid off.
While many local restaurants are unfortunately having to let most or all of their staff go, some larger corporate businesses like Starbucks are offering paid leave to employees.
Just recently came out with something called Catastrophe Pay, which I'm currently on. And at first they offered 30 days of still you being paid without coming into work if you didn't feel comfortable working during the pandemic, which I took.
While some food service workers who work for chain companies are given financial relief during this pandemic, only time will tell to see if local restaurants will be able to recover from this crisis and rehire their employees. Reporting from Roanoke, Virginia for the Newsfeed, I'm Will Bauer.
On March 23rd, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam announced that K-12 schools like this one will close for the remainder of the school year in an effort to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Our school shut down, I think, on March 11th, so there was no warning, nothing. They just told us not to show up the next day. So I was happy that government was taking some action, but my students, we didn't really have a chance to say goodbye.
With this abrupt change, kids across Virginia are adjusting to their new normal. Some are happier about it than others.
I'm extremely sad and I cried, so.
I miss going out, but I don't really miss school.
I'm concerned why you cry about school. Who likes school?
Nearly 1.3 million K-12 students attend Virginia's public schools. This order suddenly left students without school, teachers without students, and parents with the responsibility of having their kids home every day. Teachers are concerned about their students' mental health while they'll be out of school for the next several months.
I mean, emotions have varied. There was a 4th grade teacher who shared with me, one student who just said, "I'm so stressed, I want to be back in school." And I think it was more a fear of the virus and how the kid was worried about getting it, just wanted some normalcy.
Students at home are already feeling the mental health toll that this pandemic is taking and look forward to resuming life as usual.
I'm just hoping it's gone by this summer because I really want summer and I want to go to college and like experience things.
I want to go to King's Dominion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it's gone by like early June.
I'm hoping it's gone tomorrow.
Nowinski suggests that parents design a daily schedule to help establish a sense of normalcy while students are home. She says that activities like baking, crafting, reading, and playing outside will help keep kids mentally and physically active during this time. Reporting from Richmond, Virginia, I'm Rasha Aridi.
As COVID-19 spreads, the world is facing more and more never-before-seen challenges. America's education system is heavily based on in-person learning, but what happens when this is taken away?
Fairfax County Public Schools, ranked in the top 10% of counties in the nation, announced last week that there will be no fourth quarter grades for students. On March 23rd, Governor Ralph Northam announced his intention for distance learning. FCPS Superintendent Scott Braband announced on March 27th what that would look like for Fairfax County.
I do think, as much as we've had questions around grading, that it's important to use this moment in time, to use this COVID crisis, to make sure that we're putting our focus, maybe deeper than we ever have before, on the love of learning.
This means specifically that after March, grades can only go up.
Is an equity issue. What students have online learning available to them and which ones don't, and you can't really assess students in an inequitable way.
While the announcement of gradeless learning may be the most ideal for the county, many students will likely have a hard time staying focused. My brother, a senior at Westfield High School, is focused on finding many ways to spend his quarantine, other than studying.
I'm already into a college. Grades don't matter. I mean, I gotta find something to do with my time. I think a lot of my friends are just really bored and cooped up at home, but I'm finding good ways to spend my time.
The students may have little incentive, but the instructions will still be provided. From Centerville, Virginia, I'm Megan Dennis.
Reporting from Roanoke, I'm Emma Leonard. The coronavirus pandemic has forced schools all over the globe to shift to online schooling. But for some students, online education isn't really education at all.
Schools all around the globe are resorting to using the internet to continue educating their students, but for some students, online education isn't going to cut it. For students with intellectual and developmental disabilities, learning new skills isn't as easy as filling out a worksheet or watching a video online, and many students with special needs require one-on-one, hands-on learning.
You know, we serve those students with applied behavior analysis, which is not something that is easily conducted over a video platform such as this. It really kind of depends on that ability to have interaction face-to-face and immediate feedback.
For these students, funding is everything, and having access to hands-on education makes all the difference in the world.
With COVID-19 keeping kids out of schools, many families are left in an especially tough position.
Without his routine, Noah doesn't feel normal. It's like he's more STEMmy.
He's more short fused. He has a shorter attention span.
For kids with special needs, routine and structure is often a vital part of daily life. In the midst of a global pandemic, many had their routines taken away from them.
All the things you would expect when a kid's out of school, like a neurotypical kid, sometimes the first few months you go back to school, you have trouble paying attention and getting back. It's like that amplified. That's a good way to describe it.
Moving forward, advocates for special needs education are fighting to get the resources they need in order to keep their children on track for success.
Reporting from Roanoke, I'm Emma Leonard.
Prior to coronavirus outbreak, many students would have thought that working from home would have been much easier than expected. With more than 1 week into virtual classes, Virginia Tech students are now finding that it is much harder to focus at home. According to VT News, more than 60% of the off-campus population has left Blacksburg. Many students are finishing the rest of their semester in their hometowns. Jasper Ocampo, a junior civil engineering student, moved out of her Blacksburg apartment and back into her home in Virginia Beach with her family.
This is why I can focus. Hear that? Yeah, all day.
She says she struggles with classwork because of all the distractions in her household.
And when I like to study in complete silence and isolation, and that just can't happen. I also have 3 pets. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and my dogs bark at anything, everything, and nothing.
As of today, there are 5 more weeks left of the spring 2020 semester and 9 more weeks left of Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's stay-at-home order. The stay-at-home order entails that all individuals should stay in their home as much as possible, and in the event that you must leave your house, it is suggested by the CDC that you wear a face mask. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Aubrey Medina.
Reporting from Blacksburg, I'm David Kelsey. Even though graduation has been moved online, seniors are still trying to make the best of the situation. On March 19th, Virginia Tech announced that they would be moving their spring semester graduation online. Just days later, Governor Northam issued a stay-at-home protocol for the state of Virginia. Students have decided to not let an online graduation and the coronavirus take away from celebrating their accomplishments. Many graduating seniors are deciding to still purchase a cap and gown and are taking their graduation pictures around campus while following the state's protocol.
I think, this will be something they'll always remember. Living from freshman year in the dorms to being 21, going to the bars, going to football games, basketball games, everything, just remembering it from this one photo.
Gio also said that although graduation will be held online, the university still has more than enough pictures that highlight the class of 2020's senior experience. Many student organizations and departments are still sending out stoles for the graduates to wear in their senior pictures. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm David Kelsey.
As the date of graduation looms closer, collegiate seniors all across the globe have the same question on their minds. What will the employment market look like after they've received their diploma? Kate Sundy, a fifth-year senior at Radford University, is one of many that are facing the challenging aspects of an unknown future due to the progression of COVID-19. A self-proclaimed overplanner and award-winning academic, the communications major describes an anxiety that she hadn't prepared for, an uncertain world after quarantine. With a carefully planned summer of job searching and interviews now turned on its heel, Sundy feels that the lack of closure on 5 long years of hard work is just the beginning of multiple letdowns.
I guess I'm worried again that it's like I put so much effort into school and now I'm not getting what I thought I was going to get at the end of that. And I don't want to put so much effort into a job search that's not going to yield any results for me.
With the rate of unemployment slowly creeping upwards to a 4.4%, as released by the U.S. Department of Labor early this April, these young adults are now having to consider the inevitable truth that employment may not be the first step right off the stage. Only time will tell just how much this pandemic will have affected the graduating class of 2020. Reporting for Blacksburg, I'm Christina Cass.
In response to COVID-19, Virginia Tech has limited who can remain living in on-campus housing.
After moving to online classes for the remainder of the semester, Virginia Tech initially gave students the option to return to campus housing after spring break. However, the university encouraged students to not return to campus, offering a $1,000 rebate to students who moved out of their dorms. After Governor Ralph Northam issued a statewide stay-at-home order on March 30th, the university moved to only essential operations, further limiting who could remain on campus. On-campus housing was limited to select students, including international students, those who would lose access to health care, students with limited internet access, and those employed in an essential university function.
I think we're still trying to engage with the students that are here and check in on them regularly, and still give them an RA to talk to so they're not alone.
Students who had not moved out already and were forced to leave campus will be issued an $800 rebate. Virginia Tech is also offering options for students to pack and ship their belongings through a third party.
The university is opening Squire Student Center every weekday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for students living off campus with limited internet access. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Isaac Poe.
With many recreational activities closed due to stay-at-home orders from the governor, more people are opting to go outside for their leisure time. As virus protections ramp up, however, more of these recreational areas are being closed. For example, the National Forest and Appalachian Trail. As of March 31st, all George Washington and Jefferson National Forest day-use areas are temporarily shut down to align with current stay-at-home orders. Blacksburg residents rely on trail access points and day-use areas for exercise and leisure. Two popular locations around Blacksburg are the Cascades and Pandapis Pond. The week before the closure, more people visited these areas due to warmer weather. Beth Christensen, acting district ranger for the Eastern Divide Ranger District, saw the situation become harmful when visitors did not maintain appropriate social distancing and engaged in high-risk activities.
The cars were parked so close to each other on either side of the road, it was hard for even a sedan to exit, let alone if there was an emergency, getting an ambulance back there or getting an ambulance out of there was a really major safety concern.
Forest trails remain open and accessible through privately owned access points. The Forestry Service encourages visitors to maintain appropriate safety guidelines while on the trails. Virginia's stay-at-home order allows for outdoor exercise to continue, but mandates that social distancing be maintained. Reporting for the newsfeed from Blacksburg, I'm Alex Springer.
I'm Brennan Coffey reporting from Ann Arbor, Michigan. COVID-19 can have many of us feeling like all we've heard for the last couple weeks is bad news. But if you listen a little closer, there's some goodness, like how the music industry is adapting to its listeners, which is how I'm listening to a concert right now on my couch.
The music industry has had to respond to coronavirus by canceling many concerts until the late summer. However, artists are still continuing to promote their music and keep people company through the use of virtual platforms like Instagram Live. Musicians have partnered with the World Health Organization to create a virtual concert series titled Together at Home, bringing artists and listeners together to raise funds for philanthropic causes. The series has included artists like Chris Martin, John Legend, and Common. Muhammad Hamadi, a member of the Virginia Tech Union, was disappointed at first with the cancellations of all their planned shows, but the online opportunities have made him see the bright side.
You're obviously not there in person with the artist, but and you're there with hundreds, if not thousands, of other people. But it's kind of more personal because the artist is in their own home, just kind of having fun with their friend. So it's you kind of get to see them, not just their stage presence.
Responding to the popularity of the series, the World Health Organization has even just announced an online concert called One World, featuring dozens of artists like Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney, designed to raise money for the UN's COVID-19 Response Fund. The concert will broadcast on social media on April 18th.
For more online concert offerings, check out the globalcitizen.org website for a listing of artists and show times. Pick up your phone, tune into a concert, and see how the show must go on. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Brennan Coffey.
That will wrap up this edition of the newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can also connect with the newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Nico Naha.
And I'm Nikki Cruz.